Hey there, food enthusiasts! Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of American comfort food with a classic dish that has won the hearts and taste buds of millions, meatloaf. But hold on, we're not just going to show you how to make it. We're going to uncover some fascinating unknown facts about this iconic dish. So, stick around till the end to discover some meatloaf secrets you never knew existed. Let's get started. Alright, before we dive into the facts, let's whip up a delicious meatloaf. Ancient roots. Meatloaf has ancient origins. The concept of combining ground meat with seasonings and fillers dates back to ancient civilizations like the Romans. It's fascinating to think that this humble dish has such a long history. Our meatloaf is ready to bake. While it's in the oven, let's move on to our next fact. Meatloaf variations. Did you know that meatloaf varies significantly across the United States? From the ketchup glazed classic to the Cajun spiced, regional variations are endless. Meatloaf is like a blank canvas, and each region paints its unique flavor profile. History lesson. I found this old cookbook from the 19th century that includes a recipe for meatloaf. It's clear that this dish has been loved by generations. World War II and meatloaf. During World War II, meatloaf became even more popular due to rationing. People used creative substitutes like oatmeal and cracker crumbs when meat was scarce. It truly showcases the adaptability of this dish. Slicing the meatloaf. Our meatloaf is out of the oven, and it smells incredible. Let's take a closer look at our next fact. The Guinness World Record. Would you believe it if I told you there's a Guinness World Record for the largest meatloaf ever made? It weighed a whopping 1,140 pounds. That's one colossal meatloaf. Plating and tasting. It's tasting time, folks. But before we dig in, here's a surprising fact about the ingredients. Secret ingredient: soda crackers. Some traditional meatloaf recipes include crushed soda crackers as a binder. It adds a unique texture and flavor that you might not expect. Family tradition. Delicious. Meatloaf is often passed down as a family tradition. Many families have their secret recipes that have been cherished for generations. Meatloaf in pop culture. Did you know that meatloaf has made its mark in pop culture? The legendary musician and actor, Meatloaf, adopted his stage name from this beloved dish. His real name is Marvin Lee Aday, but he chose Meatloaf because he thought it was unique and memorable. Meatloaf's nutritional benefits. Meatloaf, when made with lean meats and balanced ingredients, can be a surprisingly nutritious meal. It's an excellent source of protein, essential vitamins, and minerals. So, not only is it delicious, but it can also be a part of a healthy diet. Meatloaf around the world. While we often associate meatloaf with American cuisine, similar dishes exist in various forms worldwide. For example, in Germany, there's Falscher Käse, or false hare, which is a meatloaf shaped like a rabbit. It's proof that comfort food knows no borders. Meatloaf goes by many names in different parts of the world. In Sweden, it's known as varspif. In the Philippines, it's embutido, and in South Africa, it's called bobotie. It's fascinating to see how this dish has evolved and adapted to different cultures. Meatloaf as a leftover savior. Here's a handy tip. Meatloaf makes for fantastic leftovers. In fact, some people argue that it's even better the next day. You can slice it up for sandwiches, crumble it into salads, or even use it in pasta dishes. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Meatloaf World Championships. Believe it or not, there are Meatloaf World Championships held annually in various places. Competitors from around the world gather to showcase their meatloaf making skills and creativity. It's a testament to how beloved and versatile this dish truly is. In the 5th century, an early form of meatloaf was enjoyed by the Mongol army of Genghis Khan. It was a clever way to make the most of their limited resources during their conquests. The seasonings and fillers can also be customized to suit your taste. Meatloaf in space. Did you know that meatloaf has ventured into space? Astronauts have enjoyed specially prepared, freeze-dried meatloaf during space missions. It's a testament to the dish's comfort and convenience, even in the most extraordinary circumstances. Meatloaf preservation. During the early 20th century, canned meatloaf was a popular convenience food. It allowed people to enjoy this hearty dish without the need for refrigeration. It's fascinating how food preservation methods have evolved. Meatloaf's literary presence. Meatloaf has even made its way into literature. In F. Scott Fitzgerald's classic novel, The Great Gatsby, meatloaf is mentioned in a humorous context as part of a lavish meal. It goes to show that meatloaf has been enjoyed by people from all walks of life. Meatloaf's record sales. Speaking of the singer Meatloaf, did you know that his album, Bat Out of Hell, is one of the best-selling albums of all time? It's proof that the name, Meatloaf, can be synonymous with both great music and great food. Meatloaf's influence on other dishes. Meatloaf's popularity has influenced other dishes. The concept of shaping ground meat into a loaf has led to dishes like meatballs and hamburgers. It's like meatloaf's culinary offspring. Meatloaf's health benefits. Beyond its delicious taste, meatloaf can have health benefits. When prepared with lean meats and balanced ingredients, it's a good source of protein, essential nutrients, and can even help with muscle recovery after exercise. So, it's not just comfort food, it's fuel for your body. Meatloaf in the White House. Meatloaf has had its place in the White House menu too. It was a favorite dish of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. In fact, his recipe for meatloaf is still preserved in the National Archives. Meatloaf's influence on TV. Meatloaf has been a star on television too. Remember the TV show, Everybody Loves Raymond? The character Frank Barone, played by Peter Boyle, was a meatloaf enthusiast. His love for the dish even became a running gag on the show. Meatloaf's appearance in movies. Meatloaf has made appearances in movies as well. In the cult classic film, Fight Club, Edward Norton's character, known as the narrator, makes and eats a meatloaf as a sign of his discontent with modern life. Meatloaf's role in food history. Meatloaf has played a significant role in food history as a cost-effective and hearty meal during tough times like the Great Depression. It helped families stretch their meat supplies and make delicious, satisfying dishes. Meatloaf as a meal for special occasions. While often considered a comfort food, meatloaf has also made its way to special occasions. And there you have it, even more surprising and unknown facts about meatloaf. This dish continues to amaze and adapt to changing times and tastes. If you've got more meatloaf facts or stories to share, please drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep exploring the world of food with us. Until next time, happy meatloaf adventures, everyone!